Work this exercise the way that I gave it to you, and it will change your life. Everybody can be an entrepreneur. Hey guys, how you doing? Joey Battista here. Hey, listen, if you find value in the video today, please subscribe, like, or share. Listen, I'm going to go over 6 things that you can do or should do as a new entrepreneur. You're starting a business, whether you're exiting a business and you're starting a new one. I get this question all the time. Tons and tons of people, they're either getting going, they're looking to make their first business decision, or they've exited a business and they want to start something, and maybe they're going from brick and mortar to an online business, so they're looking for different things. And this is a recipe that I use. This is exactly what I would do for any business at all. Anybody came in and asked me, this is what you do. So the first thing I would do is you got to identify an industry. What industry do you want to work in? That's it. What industries do you want to work with? And then we'll get to how to identify an industry, but that's going to be the very first thing that you're going to have to do. You know, it could be multiple industries, right? And you're going to work through a process of elimination. What industries are you interested in? What industries right now do you see that's something in there that you say, you know, I could be good at that, or hey, you know, that would be enjoyable, or hey, does it have the lifestyle that you want? Let's not get overly attached to the money here. Let's go ahead and look at, we have the benefit of living a life today in a world today that you can have it all. You can have the money and you can have the lifestyle. But I'll tell you this, hey guys, listen, we all know that mindset is the ultimate edge as an entrepreneur. So what I've done is I've taken my personal playbook that I've used for decades and I've broken it down into a PDF, and it's yours, absolutely free. So click the link below. If you don't align right there at identifying the right industry when you get started, you very easily could make one fatal decision that takes up 20 years of your life that you'll never be able to hit your goals. So let's talk about the industry. It brings me to the second thing. There's going to be lots of things you have to learn in business. There's going to be lots of skills, a lot of challenges, a lot of pitfalls. There's one thing I can guarantee you in business, above everything else, is it absolutely will not go the way that you want it to. And in fact, most entrepreneurs know this, and they know it's a game of percentages, and they have baked, now they know they'll always move forward, and they know they'll get the job done. However, they know these little things that come up all the time, there's nothing you can do about it. Now, it's baked into the entrepreneur's DNA that it doesn't matter, but for someone who maybe hasn't been an entrepreneur and just getting started, a high net profit margin business is going to absorb that, right? Because lower profit margin businesses are going to require more specialized skills that maybe you don't possess, maybe you don't want to possess them. And the world that we live in today, the demand on these skills and ability to learn new skills is changing faster than it ever has. So if you're in a high net profit business, you're going to be able to do a couple things. One, you're going to be able to coach and develop. You're going to be able to hire coaches. You're going to be able to hire mentors. You're going to be able to go to classes. You're going to be able to get the necessary information that you need to develop those skills. Because if you're on razor thin profit margins, you're not going to have the capital that's needed to invest in your own development. So let's do that. Now here's the other thing. Brings me on to the third one, okay? Low barrier for entry. Some businesses have a very high barrier for entry. And if you're an early entrepreneur, I would assume that you don't have a lot of cash. You don't have a lot of equity, right? So instead of coming in and being a fool with no business experience and saying, I need an investor, that's probably perhaps one of the most annoying things that I've ever heard in business. And what's even crazier sometimes is people actually get it, and usually they get it from their friends or their family. And ultimately, they don't have the experience to get there. Listen, when you're an early entrepreneur and you're just getting started, you got to sweat a little bit. You got to, cut your teeth. You got to earn your chops. Like, that's what happens. That's how you do it. And that's okay. The idea that you have to be able to go in, hit the ground running, and run to the sun and back in the stars without zero mistakes is illogical. And in fact, it's not even necessary. And the greats will tell you it's the actual learning, the development of the skills along the way. So look for a low barrier for entry. What does that mean? Low barrier for entry means licensing, registration, like licensing, regulation, cash, amount of cash you need. If it's an industry that you need a lot of licensing, there's a lot of cash required, usually what happens is those margins begin to compress the more regulation, the higher, the more cash. Doesn't mean they're not good businesses, but it just means when you're an early entrepreneur, or if you're starting a new venture and you have to learn new skills where you're not quite fully qualified, then maybe it's the best thing to stick with something that's low barrier for entry. Then you have to ask yourself the question, what do I need to know or who do I need to know? Who do I need to know to penetrate that business model? Who do I need to know or what do I need to know to be able to get there, right? Because when you're looking at an industry and you identify it, you're going to have to show up in rooms. You're going to have to talk to people. You're going to have to do something to get your feet wet, define the fundamentals. So how can I attract not just the who, but the what, right? Like how can I go in and find that to be able to do it? So you need to be thinking about that, because even if you hit all these other criteria and you haven't thought about how to go get the information that you need to begin to bring it all together, then you're going to start to suffer. So the thing is I would write down who is it or how is it that I'm going to be able to go access and get the information I went. So now that I went in here, because you may even have to find them, perhaps in some cases, to answer some of these other questions. But now let's go look over here. What skills do I need? If they tell you have to be able to weld, unless you want to learn how to weld to do it, and I'm just using this for an example, right? Little fun fact, I am a certified welder. That was my first skill I got, was I learned how to weld, right? So it's funny how life goes, right? But anyways, what skills do you need? If you don't want to weld, then don't go sign up for something where you're going to have to learn how to be a welder. In any event, now you got to ask yourself, what skills do I have that are transferable? I'll give you an example, and I'll go ahead and I'll share this with you because I think it's very relevant. How do you go ahead and shoot YouTube videos? People ask me right away, Joey, why are you comfortable on the camera right away? Well, for 30 years, I've been getting in front of hundreds of people and giving sales meetings. I've been having educational workshops. I've been in mastermind groups. I've had coaches and mentors for the last 25 years. So every single thing that I know, I run a 9-figure company. So it's like, what can you do with all these skills? Well, I can coach, I can lead, I can communicate, I can speak. So, you're going to go ahead and start doing YouTube videos and sharing value with the world? Well, I have the skills, I have the information that they need to get to where they want to go. I have the information, but what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to learn how to tell a story so that they can see it. So it is going to require me to utilize some of these other things. I'm going to have to go get some growth. I'm going to have to hire a coach or a mentor, right? I'm going to have to access rooms. I'm going to have to practice, try and fail, right? I'm going to have to hire employees. I'm going to have to have expenses, right? There's certain things that are going to happen. But the skills in itself, the value that I bring that's authentic, that I'm passionate about, that I want to bring, that's within, it meets all these criteria. It's within my purpose. It's what I want to do, right? I love the industry. So that's the thing, and I share that about myself is because what skills do you have? And I'll tell you this, don't discount yourself. Everyone goes through the process in the beginning of like, oh my God, I don't have no skills that are transferable. No, you just didn't think long and hard enough. Sit in the pain, sit in the suffering, high self-esteem, I believe in you, you can do this, okay? That's it. I believe in you. I do. I believe in you. I know you can do this. Allow it to happen, okay? Work this exercise the way that I gave it to you, and it will change your life. Everybody can be an entrepreneur. Every entrepreneur can be in a business that they want to be in at any time. But the thing is if you hop into a new industry, and let's run it back real quick, an industry that doesn't align with your lifestyle goals. A low profit margin business I can't coach and develop. High barrier for entry. I need $8 million. Well, hey, if I had $8 million, maybe some of you had $8 million, you wouldn't want to open up a business. You'd want to go sit on a beach somewhere or climb mountains, and you'd be, and it would be merited. You could definitely do that. What do I need to know, or who do I need to know? Well, I don't know anybody, or I don't do this. Okay, well, good. I don't need to know anybody. Okay, good. Do it alone. Go take your good or service or your product and do it. And then wait, what specialized skills do I have? Or how about I have no specialized skills, right? So the thing is if you work through this is a game of percentages, okay? Listen, these are my proven philosophies and concepts, core principles and philosophies and concepts that I've used to amass millions of dollars and build companies. And forget about what I've made in terms of dollars. Look at the lives of the people that I have changed. So the thing is when I say this, it's not about how great I am. I'm sharing with you in my own style, in my own way, what I believe can help the end user. And not because I read it in a book, and not because I dreamed it, but because I live it every day. And that's why I'm going out of my way to convey this message to you, because I want you to have this great, amazing life that you want as well. And I want you to use business to get there. But I want you to use smart business. I want you to be intelligent about it. So what I've done with my whole heart and everything is gave you some really good things here that you can do to kind of give you the framework. One of my big things, you hear a lot of people talk about patterns, pattern recognition. I look at pattern recognition, absolutely I do. There's no doubt about it, because it works. But I also look at framework, because what I believe is everybody can be an entrepreneur. Every single person has the genius in them. The problem is they don't have the frameworks. So this right here today is just one of the frameworks that I wanted to share with you, and I have a lot more to come. So listen, I appreciate you spending this time here with me today, and if you found value in this, please share it with a friend. Have a good day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Hey guys, listen, we all know that mindset is the ultimate edge as an entrepreneur. So what I've done is I've taken my personal playbook that I've used for decades and I've broken it down into a PDF, and it's yours absolutely free. So click the link below.